Welcome to episode 14 of the Monday Mourning podcast, where we'll be discussing what to expect when you're expecting to be orphaned. This morning, we talk about sexy great aunties, green grimacing daddies, and beer belly bloated Bahama mommies, and why your Hollywood moment never happened.
We're back.
Welcome.
We're back.
Well,
And it's Monday. This is not going to be posted on a Monday, but we're recording
on a Monday. So
and it's been about 5 Mondays since we've.
It may have
I
been.
don't
you
even know
laugh.
how many Mondays it's been.
That's
It's
yeah.
been a while.
It's
though.
been a few Mondays. We've actually just been charging up our Mondays, so this
Yeah.
is like you left the batteries, in the wall for like 6 months, and when you pull them out, those babies are hot enough to burn through your bones.
Oh God, yeah.
So this
Exactly. It's like a bonus pass.
bonus bone burn. This is the bonus
battery
bone
acid
burn.
volcano out of that thing.
Yeah. We are the Energizer Bunnies, and we are here
Good.
to take over.
We're here
The
to take over.
Breather bunnies.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Well, let's assemble.
of.
Let's
That wasn't the best.
Oh, yeah. Let's assemble.
assemble like the Power Rangers. What do they become? Like the Megazord or something?
Jesus, I don't know.
I don't know, but
it's before my
what-
time. But I'm Megazord Harry, Vigo, Vigo John Jensen.
you always
And
dox yourself.
yeah, I know I do docs. I live at 3235.
Vigo
that's just it.
John Jensen, just so everyone knows, that's VJJ. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you said ego John Jensen. That'd be good. Selfish John Jensen. And my big time daddy, the one and only, my only progenitor, who is my dad also, died of, I'm going to call it stage 4 terminal cancer.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened is he did, like, you think about most tragic drownings as being in some kind of pool or maybe like a really big bathtub. But my dad's was inside of his own lungs, which were bathtubs, but they were dirty Teletubbies bathtubbies of cancer and pneumonia. So thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
That was your TED Talk.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
I'm sorry about the
Yeah, it was not.
Teletubby in the Teletubby.
They're ruthless.
You want to go, Maddie?
No, you go, Gabby.
All right. I'm Gabby. My mom died September 3rd, 2016.
Ooh.
Anyone sick of hearing that? Maybe a new listener. If you didn't know, now you do. How did she die? I literally don't have any forethought before this intro, like every single time. And then I'm like, wow, I really should have thought of something funny. Let's just go with the Teletubby Power Ranger vibe. She just like went to the like Ninja Turtle sewer. Like she was just eating pizza with like the fucking rat.
What's his name? Scrape? No.
Yeah,
Dude, I knew you were going to say Ninja Turtle for some reason. I was like, Ninja Turtle.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. She mutated into not a teenager, but a sewer creature.
Yeah.
So
Like where Benjamin Button meets a Ninja Turtle, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, she kind of just like shriveled up. Like period.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Radioactive mutant lizard middle-aged mom.
Mutant lizard.
Yep.
Turtle.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's like something that would like come up from your drain,
But
and
like
you're
what
like,
the
what the
turtle-
fuck?
What the turtle looks like without the shell, Like what's
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Shell, that's
They're
what she
actually
looked
connected to their shells.
like. Oh.
That's
They
why it
can't
was.
leave. But if
yeah.
they could, that's what it would
That's
look
what
like.
she would look like.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about.
Wait. That's just
Sorry, did I just emotionally dump, guys? I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like at least your mommy could swim in the sewers, not to like, but I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Is this a
Thank you.
competition?
Yeah.
All right, what do you
Jesus.
got? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm like lost in all the references you just dropped. I'm like confused.
Come on, Scrape's gonna get you. if you
Okay.
think of one.
My name's Madison.
Okay, all right.
My name is Madison, and my
Yep.
mother also died September 3rd, 2016, because plot twist, Gabriella and I are sisters.
Why'd
Sistra.
you just say my full name?
Because
I
you're
call
getting
you Gabriella
doxxed.
sometimes.
I
Okay,
know.
and my mother died. I'm taking a detour off this cartoon train that we have going. It was just kind of, think of this in a peaceful way. It was like a meteor shower of cancer just hitting
my gosh.
all of my
That's
mother's
not-
organs. No, think of it in a peaceful way.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like you're watching the meteor shower
Like
from
the
afar.
aurora borealis.
The aurora borealis struck each of my mother's organs one by one and took her down
Mm-hmm.
into the sewer
Mm-hmm.
with, what's his name?
It's not
Is
scrape.
that it?
I
Is
don't
it
think
Slate?
it. I don't know what it is, but I like thinking it's Scrape.
Honestly, when we were making all these references, I was thinking about that SpongeBob episode when SpongeBob is selling chocolate.
Yeah, wait, I literally was gonna say that.
The woman that's like, chocolate! and
She's
she
literally
looks
a
like
spine. Like she's just a spine in like a wheelchair. And she's like,
Oh,
you're
okay.
selling chocolate.
That's what our mom looked like.
That's no, honestly, I was thinking that because she actually kind of did.
She looked like an inchworm or something.
No, the head shape and the mass, the body mass was similar near the end.
Yeah.
To be honest. And that's a great segue into
What are
what
we
we're
talking
gonna talk
about?
about today.
With that said,
What are we going to talk after the Jurassic meteor shower that ended Mommy from a peaceful distance? A peaceful meteor asteroid. What is
okay,
it?
it's like when there's a meteor shower, you can see a lot of shooting stars. Okay.
Shooting
And they
through your
shoot
mother.
right into her liver.
At the speed of light.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
speed of
Quick
love.
way to go. Hey, it's a quick way to go, and you see a view on your way out. So even though that's actually not how she died at all, but you know,
And she returned to the stars.
exactly.
Okay, so sorry, Maddie, by the way.
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right. Anyways, now that we've had a 7-minute and 20-second intro,
We literally cannot get it together, and I love it. If you're still listening, thank you.
we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
So what are we
Okay,
talking about? What's the skip? What's the scoop? Big G, little G, B, little Gabby.
Little,
big little. G.
little ego.
Little ego,
So
John
today
Jensen.
we're discussing. It's kind of gonna be unsolicited advice, I guess. But we're just discussing, you know, what you might need to know if your parent is dying that no one tells you. You know, the things that are like, they come out of fucking left field, and we had to learn the hard way. And we are here to tell you before. So,
This is
you know,
inside
just some
baseball.
practical tips, warnings, expectations.
So buckle up and listen, because we got a lot of shit to say.
We got a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Big pause.
Yeah.
And
big
we
pause.
planned it, and we took notes. So
I mean, I will say, as you probably could have gathered from our super cohesive intro, all of our parents died from cancer. Okay,
It's a big cancer.
you
Cancer.
know, yeah,
Yep.
It was a big cancer.
cord.
across the board.
Well,
So-
well, let's just start with a little thing I like to call the human body.
Yep.
And they always make death seem like you just sort of. Well, here's what I realized. I realized that all the people who die on TV are wearing makeup. And I wish that at least someone dragged a little tube of lipstick across Daddy's face, maybe
Yeah.
at least a big red X, you know, to say not.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Get away.
But we've discussed this before, but it turns out that death is an ugly duckling. You
Yeah,
know,
it's graphic.
Yeah.
you know how the
Visual.
ugly duckling grows. Actually, does ugly duckling grow out of it, or is he just like ugly? Anyways,
No
yeah.
clue.
I
I don't know, but I think he's just like
yeah, I think
ugly.
I think he had a bad run-in with Scrape, and he just remained ugly. But seeing a body is not okay. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had seen one body before, and it was.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was in a park. No, it was my great aunt. So I went to my
Okay.
great aunt's funeral, and she was there in the casket, and you know they were doing that thing where they had her taking a little nap in the box.
Yeah.
Where she looked better than she had looked in years. Like I think they like made her do some crunches. It bent her a bunch. I was like, you're looking fit. I was like, you don't even
They had
need
her
to
in,
die.
like, a bikini.
Yeah, no, she was strapped up, man. She had a little bikini.
Wow.
She had the hair all done, you know. She had eyelashes out to her bikini line. Like it was great. She looked great, and it was like that was the first body I saw. It must have been like 12 or something, and you know, I want to do a little shout out. This is a mortician appreciation episode because they'll doll a gal up. Like she hadn't looked
No,
that
they
good
will.
since prom in
Yeah, wow.
1843. You know, like she hadn't looked that good since she
Damn.
was, you know, going to the debutante ball right before Abraham Lincoln tried to reunite the old Union. You know, she was looking. I gave her a kiss. Okay, but when you see a little bit of undoctored daddy on a slab, you are gonna be surprised. I mean.
You're
Here-
in for a treat.
Here, I'm just going to list a few things and then hand it off to you and touch back. But number one, color. Number two, the facial expression.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, the body's shape. Number four, I'm actually going to do about 600 of these. And
Yeah.
number four, I'm just going to say the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Say less.
The
Yeah. We all
eyes.
know.
The eyes.
So that's my top four. I'm gonna we'll circle back, but what do you guys got? That's just starting with the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had you guys
That's
seen
a
a
light start?
Had you guys seen a body before? I saw someone I think die in a park, but I didn't like see their body, which was later. But I've only seen two bodies. My great aunt at a funeral, very yum, and then daddy. Uh-oh. Someone
Yikes.
Scrape had a little something to do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I had seen a dead body. Actually, we had a guest on our podcast, Katie, and her.
I just remembered this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her father died.
As you should
When
know
she
if
was
you're
8.
a loyal listener.
Yeah, if you're a loyal listener, you'll know. Pop quiz. How old was Katie when her dad died? Yes, I was in the 5th grade, and yeah, it was open casket, and I saw Mr. Donovan, and yeah, he had like a glow to him that was ethereal, truly. I was like, wow, that is what death looks like. But there was something kind of like creepy about it. You know, I don't know. I think probably just the concept of like there is a dead
especially as like a young kid. Yeah.
casket.
I remember that too, and I was in like fucking 2nd grade or something. So like I remember I had to like be like lifted up to
Jesus.
see.
Wow.
Like I
wanna
couldn't
see
like
Dad.
or I had to get on my tippy toes. Like I don't know, and like I don't remember actually what it looked like because I was so young, but I remember it was just like a weird thing that I was like, why do I have to do this? Like as a kid, I just didn't get it. I was like, I have to look like, and it was like the line of people to, you know, see it. And I was just like, I didn't know what a funeral was or how to behave at one. So I was just like, this is so weird. Like,
Yeah.
why are people lining up? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. But I don't really remember what he looked like. So Mom was kind of like,
Yeah. No,
Woo.
that was a completely different tale. You
Yeah.
know, he died in a much different way. I think it's different when like cancer slowly closes in on someone's body. It looked like Hades had dunked Mommy in the underworld and then brought her back up.
it was
like,
bad.
Yeah.
all right.
I guess this is more directed towards people who are dealing with like a terminal illness situation then, because you know that's the only experience we have. But like hospice type shit,
yeah,
that
like a
is
slow
kind of
burn, a
that's
slow
kind of what
fade.
we're referring to because
Yeah.
that's you know that hits different than a sudden death or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree with the list.
The list. Color.
I literally will never forget like seeing my mom be yellow. She had she had
Color.
liver cancer,
Color.
so
Yeah.
jaundice was like full force. And it is something that y'all need to be ready for out here because no one told me about it. And I came home and hadn't seen mommy in a couple days because divorce. And she was on the couch and it was like a big reveal, like out of a movie when like someone's in a chair and they like turn and you don't know they're there. And it was like, I saw her and I was like, holy shit. Because in a matter of days, she had like turned into a literal lizard, like eyes to touch on the eyes, yellow as well. I don't know. It seemed like they turned into like reptilian eyes. Like literally, I was like, did the shape like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you wearing colored contacts?
It looked like she was like had a killer Halloween costume or something. Like I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like
You've been rolling around with Scrape,
artist did great. And she was fully yellow, so gaunt, like cheekbones referencing the SpongeBob character. It looked like that. Like just you could see it's like the skull. Maybe this is too visceral, but like you can really see things. And I mean, let's just call it like it is. They're decomposing, you know? Death, like that's kind of what it is. And I know that's gnarly, but like imagine my surprise when I had to walk into that. I was like, hey, Mom. Oh.
I think something that was really funny too. I mean, it wasn't funny at all, but
The most hilarious part.
the most hilarious part was the fact that her body couldn't process the chemotherapy, so she wasn't able to like pass anything. So like liquids were just like stuck in her stomach, and therefore,
my God, I forgot about this.
therefore she had like formed this like little isolated beer belly type situation.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It almost looked like she was like 6 months pregnant or something. Like,
Dude, I literally suppressed this until you just said it. Holy shit. Yes, she had a beer belly.
She had
Oh,
like
wow.
this very strange, like, but like the rest of her body was like Skeletor.
It was
like
skeleton,
Skeletor,
yeah.
but like her belly was just holding all the nutrients and wasn't letting them go.
Yeah.
Skeletor was
really
expecting.
not
Yeah.
So sad. But that
Yeah.
was, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, so it was just like, you know, you can hear like the liquid in your stomach. Like that was like, it was like the ultimate version. It was like a water balloon. I don't know.
If we're on the reptile vibe, it's like if a snake, you know what, they eat mice whole. It's kind of like if a snake just
Scrape.
eats a mouse
He
whole
ate Scrape.
and it's just stuck in
Like
you
the
can see.
the end of those like YouTube videos, like that are like all capped, where it's like boa constrictor eats whole deer,
Yes,
and then it's just
exactly.
like
Yes.
it's like you're.
Harry, I feel like we watched like 5 of those one time. We were just like in a rabbit hole.
Oh, I think and that snake was getting all kinds of rabbits out of that hole.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this looks like Mom.
But I guess. Well, okay, just to touch on that, the pre-death for any of we got to market to like pre-grief babies because this is going to be, I hope this is helpful, but I guess this is niche for us, but with the cancer stuff, it was really, my dad had a few things that were not, so he had cancer and he had chemo for like 10 years, but he died with a full head of hair and he was obese. Which is not the reg, because sometimes you just don't lose your
hair.
He did. He had more hair than I have. Like his urn is like half hair. It's like I was like, we could have made a wig out of that. You know, he was scrumptious.
Wait.
Yeah.
I did not know that, Harry. I had no
that.
idea that your dad was like large and had hair at the end of his life.
Yeah, he was. It was strange.
Wow, I was picturing a whole different person on that slab.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even put it together that like, why would he have hair? Like, I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, he has hair.
Well, that's why I thought Dad was going to live forever, because it's like, oh, he has cancer. He's going to look like Christian Bale being the machinist. And I was like, well, Dad's actually method acting as Batman because he is seriously bulking up right now. I remember there was one day, like a month before he died, it's like, well, boys, I'm officially obese. And I was like, I was like, well, I can't see anything below the hospital sheet, so I think it's fine. Well, because that was just because it's just such a complicated picture. It's because he went paralyzed and he couldn't move because his bones were breaking.
Yeah.
So he just got bigger. And yeah, full head of hair, full head of luscious hair.
Luscious hair, yeah.
But one that
our mom was so
was
bald,
balder than hell.
just not a lick of hair.
Your
Probably
mom
more bald
seemed-
than she was when she came into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed like in that way. I picture your mom a little bit more classic, because I did not see her in her last days, but she had the classic no hair, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, just
Did she eyebrows too?
eyebrows,
Smoother than
like
hell.
so smooth.
Yeah.
Wait,
No,
what?
there wasn't a hair on her body, I don't think.
No. What did
But
you say, Harry?
Well, I was just grilling you about mommy's hair, first of all. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
but the thing that
No hair.
struck me about seeing El Body when we came in was like
Mhm.
was what it looks like. Like it really made me appreciate like why people beautify the dead. Because it was his facial expression. And I don't know if you've ever like last time you went to a museum, but if you look at like paintings of battles and Renaissance paintings of people who have died, or you can look up these pictures of like the beheading of St. John the Baptist, is they have these crazy contorted faces that look like hilarious. Like they look crazy, like like with their lips all schmacked out. And that's how Dad died.
Like out of the ring?
Yeah, just like crazy, just like gnarled, like some kind of
Good God.
Okay, you know what it was like? It was like the Harry Potter movie when like they keep getting like, I don't know, what, they get mortified or turned into stone or something, and they get like stuck, with like the screaming face. My dad died mid scream gasp, and I was not I was not ready to see that, like, because I don't know if like nurses will ever like
if I was the
iron him
hospice
out.
nurse, I would have like cranked his jaw shut. I would have been like, they can't see.
Well,
him
I
like
know.
that.
Well, see,
like,
that's
close the eyes.
That's what I thought. That is something to expect.
See?
Is that
This is the inside scoop.
this is
Maybe
the
we
inside
could
scoop?
Create a job for that.
Yeah.
Jaw closer.
No,
Hey,
no.
one of
Someone
our-
that can just like prepare the deceased for for their loved ones to see them. It could be something that the loved ones set up. Like,
There's a lot of
make
makeup
sure
artists.
Dad's looking all prim and proper before we
All
see
right,
him.
business idea. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it later.
Yeah,
Talk
we
about it
need-
later. Let's bookmark this one.
A new interns. We have a new position opening up on our website. But that was shocking because it's not pretty. It is not a pretty thing. Like, you don't just sort of drift into the other world. You're ripped into it.
God.
And yeah, the hands too. I think the rigor, like, you turn green fast. And also you get really stiff fast. So he had like claw, like, it was really amazing. It was like this Greek painting. It really was. It was really gorgeous and yummy. I did not.
Yeah,
I think I did give him a kiss. I can't remember. Maybe not. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, he did, and he also had a bikini on, but that was just his choice.
Banana hammock.
Yeah, and
That's
then
interesting.
yeah. It's just because I don't know, funerals, like, because my daddy got cremated. I don't know what kind of special effects FX artists could have saved him for the funeral. Like, they would have need to iron him out. They would have need a chiropractor with the jaws of life. Just a big old like Acme, coyote and the Roadrunner mallet just to bang him into shape. Like it would. I don't know what it would have taken, but. You see a body, they look great, They look delish.
No, they put in like hours of work into that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
clearly it's it's dependent on how you go.
Yeah.
Because some people, it's like, what if we had put Mom in an open, in like a casket?
No,
like
that would have been disturbing.
An open
to be
casket funeral of
honest.
Mom. Like, what if she had asked for that? That would. Oh God, I don't even want to think
she
about
was
it.
too vain. She probably been like, I'm not looking too good. Let's just burn it down. But it's crazy though because
I would put a stand-in. I would have hired someone to just pretend to be Mom.
yeah, a doppelganger.
Oh.
Gotcha. Fucking alive.
It's like, wow, you guys got a really, you guys got like, there's a bad bitch in the casket. Yeah, it's just, oh, you did a great job in there. Thank you. I've been practicing for a while. I'm expecting.
$50.
Yeah.
Susan just talked to me.
Yeah. She's feeling a lot better.
What I was gonna say is I just realized that we never experienced that because we didn't actually see her dead body. Is
Right.
something we should clarify. We didn't
Right.
see her dead body, so essentially we saw her.
I mean, we basically
We
did.
basically did. We
Jesus.
saw her like fucking 12 hours before she died, probably, and she was just like unconscious the whole time, essentially. So she was basically dead. But
Yeah.
like we didn't see her like take her last gasp, which she did. We heard the rumors are true. There is a final gasp with the claws, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't see her take her claw
So, yeah.
shape or the final
No.
facial.
final
Which
scra-
is
final
honestly
scrape.
fine. Like I'm kind of thankful for that because I'm like I already had seen so much. Like I'm good on the crazy face. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, how much worse can it get?
So like our family kind of dealt with that, but we did another thing to be prepared for kind of along with hospice is like the night before she died, like she was pretty much just not a functioning human anymore. So like we couldn't really talk to her,
Right.
which is something to be prepared for. Like
Yes,
if
definitely.
you never know when you're not gonna be able to talk to them again if they are in
Yes.
that state. So like definitely get in those moments while they're somewhat conscious or like before things really go downhill, because we didn't even know we weren't gonna be able to talk to her the last time we ever saw her, which was really unfortunate because we thought we had like more time, and then 12 hours later they're like, BT dubs, she's totally dead, but she
Yeah.
knew you were there yesterday. And I was like, did she? I don't know if she did, but apparently
I like to
apparently
think
she
she
knew.
did. I like
her
to
little
think she did.
claws felt us.
Like her little mind claws. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. I think that's something is, especially with like the whole, like people are fascinated with like someone's last words.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's last words were probably something like, "Don't use that toilet," because he was crazy. Like he
Yeah,
turned
yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
because your brain like deteriorates, and he was, because he couldn't
Yeah.
breathe, so he was like, that's why he was in a little teletub. It was like, what are someone's last words going to be when they're in the bathtub just gurgling? They're going to be, it's going to be like a little goldfish cartoon noise. Like that's going to be the last word. And there's no cue. There's no like, okay, now we're putting him in a coma. He just sort of stopped making sense. And then, when your dad, one of his last decrees to you is, I want you to put my ashes in your pillow. You're like, well, this isn't what the movie said it was going to be like. Like, this is a stupid movie.
no.
No one wrote this. This is written by an idiot. So that definitely is something, is like, you want that Hollywood moment. Like in so many like movies and like, I don't know, romantic ideas, it's like some old dame is with her husband and she's like, I love you, Richard. And then the machines start beeping and then she's asleep forever. It's
Totally.
not. It's
Yeah.
not. There's more diarrhea and,
Yep.
Oh,
it's bulging. And
There's
But,
a
yeah.
lot more. Yeah.
yeah, you're not.
For sure, yeah. And it's just
guaranteed.
kind of like constantly on edge of like not knowing what is going to happen next. Like, are they going to croak in the next hour? Are they going to croak in the next 2 weeks? Like, you really have no fucking idea. And something that we were told is like, the closer she creeps to death, like she's going to have a moment of lucidity. I think that's like a common thing for people.
They said
that
the
are
medication they would give her at the hospital would give her like 2 days or so of like normal or like more normal brain function, I guess, or something. Like her last gasp of sanity. I don't know. She died. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
mean,
even-
and it was my dad did not, he was not getting the lucid stuff. He was getting a big IV. he was getting dump trucks of morphine because he was in palliative care, and they're like, yeah, he can have like candy and, you know, just opiates and really whatever. We're just going to keep pumping him up until we're dumping him off at school for the last time, you know, with his little lunch pail full of heaven. I know.
Yeah, they weren't giving him the DMT. He was not lucid.
Yeah, I know. I wish I was there because maybe his last words were like, "Oh my God, I'm tripping, but this is sick." And then, he does the Renaissance painting face, you know, and then he croaks out. Then he like
he figured it out right before. He was like, "Holy shit!"
It's all about love and fucking. Oh, I knew it. Thank God, I'm gonna just think about that mostly, anyways, forever. I'm going to keep fixating on that one.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even remember what Mom's last words were to me or mine to her, to be honest. I know I kissed her on the head. That was, like, the last thing I ever did.
Well, I know we said things, like, before we left, we're like, we love you, whatever, but obviously she couldn't reply. But, like, you know, I think we kind of said our things, but, like, I guess one good thing that Mommy forethought was she kind of had individual conversations with all of us, like, prior to, like, intensive hospice, which, like, felt kind of like a last words moment.
Yeah.
Which is good. So if that's possible, I guess a piece of advice would be to, like, do that before if you can. 'Cause that felt like she wasn't, like, absolutely loopy at that point, so it felt genuine and, like, kind of planned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, then, like, when it was going downhill, nothing really made a lot of sense. So like, I don't know, she was kind of just like, she was really trying, like, in the hospice, like, she was trying to just say sentences and you know, sometimes it worked and other times she would just fall asleep. So it was kind of like, they're going to sleep a lot. That's another thing. It's just sleepy time in the middle of talking.
It is a big nap fest. It's actually exhausting to die. Yeah. It is really draining.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And their voices sound different, like, because they are so tired. Like, it's more of like a raspy whisper. Like, they're not talking, like, you know, they're not giving
Hey, girly.
Yeah.
Hey, Gab, I'm on my deathbed.
Well, isn't
also
this
smoker?
You
know,
she was also a
wasn't
smoker.
looking good.
Yeah. But yeah, they sound like everything's different. They just, you know.
Yeah, no, it's just shocking. Just prepare for a complete 180. Everything you thought you knew about your parent is just gonna be the opposite, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes when you're in this club.
So there it is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it took a while too, because I think sometimes not everyone's on the same page too. Like, I think my dad was the last person who expected that he would die. He was so sure that he would not, like, up until the very end. So that can be something. You might be ready to have that moment, and the person is not. Or sometimes they might be ready to say, I'm going to go, and you're not. But, yeah, in my instance, my dad was like, he'd look at the x-rays that just looked like there were, like, just big spoonfuls of mashed potatoes in his lungs. And I'll be like, I can burp that out, you know? It's like, I think we can just de-scoop that, you know? Get
He's
the
like,
lunch.
I have fucking hair. I'm made of steel.
He's like, how come a comb gets stuck when I'm taking it back with my bony, obese fingers if I'm going to go? I look like Ryan Gosling right now, except who is playing like a retired football player, and he's green.
Yeah.
You know, I look awesome.
Yeah, I think it was the opposite for me. I think our mom told us, well, like, she told me, like, I'm dying, baby. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah,
no, she didn't.
Accepted defeat.
It was actually in the same moment that I saw her looking like a reptile, and I was so completely shocked, because also she kind of tried to act normal. Like, she's like, hey, how was school? Or, like, whatever. And I was like, huh? And I like ran into my room and started like bawling because I was like in shock. I was like, what the fuck? Like, my mom is a sewer rat.
She got scraped, yeah.
And then she like heard me crying and like hobbled into my room. Like she, all of a sudden she could like hardly walk. And I was like, what? Like, she just seemed so brittle.
She had a 3 foot out beer belly.
Yeah, it was like
protruding.
Like all of a sudden though, like I felt like everything was like, you know, it wasn't great, but like it got so extreme in like 2 days that I was like, what the fuck? And she like sat me down. She's like, sorry, you're losing your mom. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm catching on because you're looking a little different.
I think it's hard to like live in denial and act like everything's okay when it just looks like you're gonna die.
Yeah, she couldn't hide it. She, no, I'm fine. Like it's a new workout routine I'm trying. It's just, you know, the beer belly and the the face mask. I tried a new face mask and it's just yellow.
She's like, I've just been eating a lot of greens.
Yeah.
So many greens. It can change actually the color of your skin.
Yeah, I've just been honking lemons down. Just lemon
squeezing
lime.
lemons into my yellow eyes.
I tell you what, mommy's going, but it's not going to be because of scurvy. I got scurvy curved. I gave the scurvy the old curve. It's going to get out of here.
Scurvy.
Well, this has been a very heavy episode, so thank you.
I didn't but we're like cracking up somehow.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is always surprising for us doing this, at least for me, is that I do remember something new every time
Yes.
we talk about it. And it actually, that's something there, like with 4 years out, and there's still, I'm like, oh, that was I forgot about the Teenage Mutant Ninja contingency, so to speak. But I mean, there were some things that I think the most surprising things for me were things that were actually really like beautiful moments. But before I give us our end of a sad episode of like The Office, you know, like perk up. Yeah, were there any other large swaths of anecdotal experience we wanted to?
How can we just take this ship even further down?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any.
I mean, I was gonna say some things that just weren't related to the physical appearance of mommy and or daddy, like,
or just the hospice experience.
Yeah, I mean, like, advice. I don't even know if it's important to say anymore, but I was just gonna say, like, I got a piece of advice shortly after my mother died that I think could have been helpful to get before, and it was from a fellow DPC member, an older DPC member, and she was like, you know, when someone dies, like a parent figure, everyone in the family, or like people really close to the person, kind of become more extreme versions of themselves. And I don't know, it just really hit. And like kind of the further away I get from the death, like the more clearly I kind of see that, like how everyone just kind of like nestles into their corners of coping mechanisms and like, you know, familiar habits and cycles and whatever. And, you know, like, I just wish I would have known that. Like, oh, yeah, daddy's going to go from just an alcoholic to an extreme alcoholic, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like...
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was something that's, like, just kind of maybe a piece of advice. Like, just get ready for people to kind of go their own ways. Like, as much as you're all experiencing the same thing, like, everyone has very different ways of coping. So... You know, I would just say, like, don't take it personally. You know, just, like, find what feels good for you. And, like, if someone else is doing something very different, like, don't try to control or change because you think it's not right or whatever, you know.
Expect the heat to turn up to fucking high, okay? Yeah. That's just in all areas. Things are going to get hot.
Yeah.
The burners are bubbling.
Fast.
And if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. It doesn't matter, bruh.
Most people can't take the heat. And that's actually, you know... Just get out of there.
Get the fuck out of
that kitchen.
Yeah, I don't even know what the metaphor of getting out of the kitchen tracks to, but just wear some oven mitts. Just get
Just
yourself.
get out.
You deserve oven. Just get out. You deserve oven mitts wherever you're going. But
yeah.
the extremeness is true, and I think, like, what I was thinking of is a kind of like experiential like extremeness. Was there were these there were 6 weeks where my dad was like really dying, and then there were 2 weeks at the end where the doctor like said he was dying, and he knew. And I was at home from college during winter break, and every night when I got I would only be able to stay at the hospital for like 2 hours, and it would each day would feel like a year.
Yeah.
And those 6 weeks were in a way longer than my entire life combined otherwise. Like each day was like eons, because I knew how little time there was left on the calendar. And I remember there were these moments where I would always walk around this park that I actually am looking at right now, that I still live by in my dead daddy's house. And every night I would walk around and smoke rolled cigarettes and be like, he's never going to find out that I smoke, which is sort of a big win. He's never going to, he's not going to know about this because he doesn't even know about objects. But I would just be experiencing, and I would just know, like, you have this strange knowing that you're in like one of the deepest moments you'll ever have in your life. It's like the most human, and it's in a way like the richest. And I remember this moment of like piercing like joy, just standing up on this hill looking out over like the snow and this like empty park, smoking my rolled cigarette as it made me all smelly, and just like feeling like such like exuberance, and like feeling more alive than I've ever felt in my life, and like full of love, and like in awe that I could actually go through such an incredible gamut of different experiences, and like such pain and like precious moments, and know that it was happening, and know that it was special. And then my dad would die a few days later, but those moments I had before were just like some of the most profoundly joyful, like blissful moments, just in this 1 second where like time seemed to crack, and I just felt more alive than because like seeing someone die, it's just like like that's the game you're playing, like we're here for a second, and then scrape is gonna come for you, and he is gonna scrap you up.
Yeah,
but,
he's gonna.
But I think that was, and we've touched on in other episodes, but the feeling of like release when someone dies, especially after like a long journey. But like, what will surprise you also is like the incredible moments of meaning that are not just nihilistic and awful, just like that actually are some of the most important moments of your life, and it's. It's not necessarily something that will destroy you to be surprised by, but there will be waves where you just feel something totally on the other pole, like, because you're talking about extremeness, Maddie, and it will go both ways, like, just marveling at the whole mutant meteor shower nature of it all.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that was beautiful, Harry.
Yeah,
I think it is important
story.
to, like have moments of like complete mindfulness, trying to like bring yourself down to reality, and because it's so easy to get swept up into just the complete despair of it all. But like it really is kind of, it's like it's a cycle ending, and it's so, it's a profound experience, and there is, there's beauty in everything, and it's just kind of like, tapping into it. But I personally didn't experience anything like that. I'm like, what was
I didn't have
what was my top of the hill moment?
I didn't have a top of the hill moment per se, but I do like understand that sentiment of like being like weirdly aware of like the like weight of the situation and like or the experience. And I think especially since we were all such young folk at the time, like it just felt like to me like kind of getting a weird like peek into like I don't want to say like the meaning of life, but like a very like, yeah, weirdly profound experience that like such a small percentage of people at that age have. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like I weirdly gained like 1,000 wisdom points. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like Jesus right now. Like I've seen Oz. I got that curtain drawn, baby. Like, and another thing is that I actually don't think I've touched on the podcast, which is something to bring it back to the people, something that you might not expect. I felt weirdly like immediately after mom died, like I felt weirdly like very confident. Like the most self-confident I've ever been was like probably like within the 6 months like after my mom died, which like was so weird. And now that you said that, I'm like, maybe it was kind of a weird like that cycle, like transfer of life. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was very alive all of a sudden, and it could have just been like, cause I was in shock.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I felt like very, even though there were definitely horrible low moments, I'm not trying to make it seem like I was doing great, but like, as far as like my sense of self, like for some reason I was like, it like all made more sense than it ever has ever. So
Right.
that was like a weird thing. Like it made no fucking sense, and I was so confused and sad. But like at the same time, like those extremes, I felt like, okay, like my only real purpose right now is to like move forward from this, and like that's pretty much all I have to focus on, or like that I should be focusing on. And I don't know, it weirdly felt like it made me sure of myself in a weird way. I don't know if
That's
that
why
makes
they.
sense.
That's why they call me Harry Ego John Jensen.
Yeah,
Because I am the Jesus Christ of
definitely-
losing my dad.
I mean, it definitely is very humbling, and it puts life majorly into perspective.
yeah.
Like, as 3 people that were all in school at that point, like, I was like, yeah, I could worry about my homework, or I could worry about
Mortality,
I don't know, mortality, and like
Literally
what happens
anything
in
else.
what happens in the beyond. I don't know. I could worry about scrape. I'm not sure.
Big scrape.
Yeah.
But yeah, good
You're
shit.
like, hey, professor, do you know that you're gonna die? I could do the homework, or I
Just-
could
just-
just be like, do you know what's
Just
happening?
Kick your feet up on the desk. Hey, teach. Bite an apple. Ever heard of the big meteor scrape that you're gonna get all petri dished up
You're like,
into?
yeah, you want to know what I did this weekend? Just went up north with my mom, and she got to see the last meteor shower. She'd never seen the northern lights, and they just pierced her.
They just
So that's
pierced
why
her.
I couldn't do the homework.
The Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. Well,
Oh.
after a very spiritual episode of the the ego hour.
That was that was an emotional roller coaster.
The
I feel like we
ego
were
hour.
very chaotic in the beginning. Then like now suddenly I'm like, are we serene monks?
I actually got really sad in the middle of it.
I got kind of sad too, which I didn't expect to, but I guess like I feel like I just don't dig up these memories. Like I know we talk about stuff on the podcast all the time, but like I don't know, really thinking about like that visual is like super emotional. So I guess that's another little piece of advice. Like it doesn't get easier to think about. Like it's a very heavy experience, and I think we need to honor that no matter how far out we are.
Yeah, I wish I had documented. Last note. I wish
Last
I had
note.
documented
Last
things
note.
more. Like
Me
I was
too.
so stressed out during this period that I avoided my journal at all costs.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm just like, damn, there's this whole period missing from like the beginning of August to fucking like after she
too.
died. Like I think
Yeah.
my first, like from the point that she was like so sick that she was going into hospice and then she died, like my first journal was the day that she fucking died. And I was like, well, this is fucking like, where's the climax? Like there's no.
Yeah, I didn't write anything either. So I guess that is a good piece of advice. Like write down memories, like quotes, like things they say, experiences you have that you maybe forgot. Cause like I'm sure we had some like goofy times the last couple weeks, but like I didn't write them down. I didn't like record anything. I mean, not that really want to take a picture of her.
Take pictures of your reptilian parents before
Take
they
some-
die, because those are the memories you can't get back.
Take some
and
snapshots.
Photoshop them into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sewer and
Next to
send them
Scrape.
to us.
and send them to. But yeah, also if you don't write, if you just end up, because I wrote a lot, but not about my dad. I was like, today was cold and I'm hungry, and I'm like, what? I look back, I'm like, you are a crazy little man. Like, are you poisoning him? Is this like an alibi? Like, what is wrong with you?
Dear diary, everything's chill. I don't know.
My name isn't Scrape. It's
Yeah, that's so
Well-
funny because my journal literally said it's like, haven't written in a long time. I guess my mom died 3 days ago. Like I wrote days after. I was like, should probably update. She
See ya.
died.
Mine was so dramatic. It was like, well, ... she's gone.
You didn't write anything before. It's like who? Who's
Yeah.
gone?
I know. Anyone reading it would be like, what? What is this? Yeah.
I know mine says something like, I don't know, it's like a supervillain coming of age story. It's like, my father died and I've never felt stronger. I will go on. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay.
We did get superpowers. See,
Yeah,
like,
we
good.
totally- Yeah, because you know what? We are 3 super hot charged batteries, and this is what happens if you leave us in the outlet for 6 weeks. We're gonna come out
Full circle.
with a spiritual zap that'll make
Yep.
your daddy's unshed hair stand right on the end of its dead skull afro.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? Maybe I feel like there's so much to touch on with this. Like maybe we could do another one down the line because this, maybe it wasn't the most cohesive. But also, if you're expecting cohesive, I don't know why the fuck you listen to this.
Physical appearance took up a lot of real estate
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
amongst
very
other
relevant.
things, yeah.
It's good.
So-
Well,
No.
I guess
Wow.
we're
that's it,
signing
babies.
off for 12 more Mondays.
For 12 more Mondays. Well, thank you for tuning in and tuning up and putting those batteries in your pocket, letting them rub around, get a little
Yeah.
positive, negative spark, because
Exactly.
that's where the AAA always ask angels. That's what AAA
Always
battery
ask
stands.
angels.
That's what AAA battery stands for. And I've been Harry. I am Harry.
I'm Gabby.
I've been Madison.
I've been better. Just
I've
kidding.
been-
We've all been better. And
And keep tripling those A's.
keep tripling those A's, and we gotta get it out. Follow us on the website that hasn't been up to Instagram. Let's do that.
Yeah.
one.
Please, for the love of God, follow us on Instagram.
Deadparentsclub.rip on Instagram. Deadparentsclub.rip as our website.
That's our website.
Yep. Dot
It's a
.rip
.rip.
is not .com anymore. It's .rip.
Yeah, it's taking it.
And what else? Oh yeah, we made a subreddit because the other ones rock, but we want to be better. And it's the Dead Parents Club, and we have 5 members, and we don't post. So you should post.
I'm not even a
Yeah,
Is
member.
that a
post
good
on our
ad?
shit, post on
Okay.
our shit. Mhm.
Anyway, we love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye bye.
Yum, yum.
Kisses, yum, yum.
See,
battery
see,
acid.
see you in the sewers.
See you
See you
in the sewers.
Just keep scraping.
Harry's gonna fucking edit that. This is gonna be at the end.